This same electricity, nothing generates more electricity than your ether. And specifically, when you lock it or braid it. And now it's just like this. When you don't have no ether on your head, you're not gonna generate no electricity. And you can't receive no cosmic downloads without no hair on your head. People that's bald head, they can't get they completely shut off from the cosmos. Hear me clearly. They completely shut off from the cosmos and a huge part of themselves. The more hair you get on your head, the closer you are to yourself. The more hair you have on your head, the closer you are to yourself. All right? The closer you are to the cosmos. All right? And I'm going to explain why, Now, the next phase up is actually having braids. Having hair on your head is one thing, but then getting braids. A person that has their hair braided will generate more electricity and can receive more downloads than a person who has hair on their head, who has ether on their head, but they can't, but it isn't braided. Why? Because when it's in the braided format, it's making a coil. Okay. And for you to understand the way coils work, you would have to understand the way the way metal, copper, and these different properties work as conductors with electricity. All right, so this is why a person with their hair braided will generate more charge than a person who has who has ether, but it's not braided. All right, because when it's not in a coil format, so it's gonna receive electricity, but it's not as strong. Think about a magnifying glass. Think about a magnifying glass. It's just like if you take a magnifying glass and you focus it in on a certain part of the grass while the sun is out, you can set the grass on fire because you're channeling all that photon energy through that glass on that one little part of grass. To set the, and that's I know a lot. That's an old science experiment you used to do as a kid. Take a magnifying glass when it's sunny outside and put it over some grass. The grass is set on fire because when the circle of the magnifying glass is grabbing that much of photon energy and channeling it specifically on that grass, as opposed to when it's not a magnifying glass, all that photon energy that the sun is emitting from its chromosphere, all that photon energy that the sun is emitting from its chromosphere, the grass not receiving it to the point where it's gonna catch fire because it's spread out. But when you take a magnifying glass, you're channeling that energy.